Hello and welcome to Tomb Raider. This is actually take two of this intro. The first time I had the volume a bit too quiet for the recording side of it. So I've been really enjoying doing the Subnautica recordings and the playthrough there, but I actually was just kind of really enjoying recording and I thought I'd do something a little bit different. So to that end, here is Tomb Raider. It's something I was sort of kind of picking up off and on in the meantime, and I thought, well, instead of just playing it, I'll take you guys through with me. So yeah, here we go. That was my attempt. Right, I'm going to clear that. And start that. And again, I'm going to do it on normal just to make progress.
A famous explorer once said that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are. I'd finally set out to make my mark, to find adventure. But instead, adventure found me. In our darkest moments, when life flashes before us, we find something. Something that keeps us going. Something that pushes us.
This would happen.
Come on, Doctor. Where the hell is out here?
No sign of Rocky Lara.
Jonah! I'm here!
Okay, and here we are. Now, yeah, with Ms. Frost. I have to admit, I know this is a few years old, this game, but I'm still quite impressed how graphically it holds up.
Got to get down.
So here we are, swinging in to try and get ourselves down, and this is going to be... You know, if you're in this situation, you don't have anything better to do, but... Here we go, right. Trying to get something that'll help.
This is gonna hurt.
Oh yeah, she's spot on with that. And there we go. Like, forget the burn. This would kill you. Oh. I'm no survival expert, but I'm really not sure what you should do there. Oh, right, and here we go. Trying to figure out our way out from here.
Oh God. No, no, no.
Lovely
What is
grim
this
piece there.
place? What happened to you?
And here we go. Torch. Torch is always useful. Or burning staff. Now, yeah, like I say, I've played through this before, but I did not 100% it, and I didn't come close to it. So I know some things, but I don't know everything. And you know, she's Lara Croft, so she gets magic special sight, so you can see things that glow that you can interact with and are relevant for what you're trying to do at the moment. But that's only while you're standing still. So we want to get up here and burn this, which we're going to want to take cover from. Okay, because that's going to blow that barrel up, which gives us a way out. Now, you might be thinking Lara's moving quite slowly, and she is, because remember, she's just had a stab through her gut. Oh! Left stick.
Oh, that was close. Oh shit, that was close.
Yeah, trying to help us, you know, by stringing us up and God knows what else. I have to admit, I can do this in a game. Don't know I'd want to do anything she goes through in this in real life. Come on, keep moving. Okay. Okay, right.
Need to find a way out.
So what we've got to work with here, we've got some fire, so we probably want that. You know, magic stick that sets fire works again, even though it's still covered in
What kind of contraption
water.
is this?
But if we can burn something, we probably want to do that, because that will always help. Okay. So we've got a cage, we've got a trap capturing stuff, we've got a barricade over there, which we need to get past, because that's where our little objective beacon is. What do we have up here? We have stuff. What does that do? Okay, that knocks stuff forwards, but we don't have anything in there yet. Okay, so that will lift it in there. Give us some fun bits and pieces for that. I do loosely remember this puzzle. And then we can come around here and burn stuff. And then give it a shove. Because, you know, mines, explosive barrels, fire, that always goes well.
I've got to get out of here.
Okay, and off we go. Doesn't feel entirely stable anymore in here, does it? Oh, shut off. Oh. I can't remember whether you can get impaled on those things or not. You know, you gotta love her nice high pressure jumping puzzle to get you started. I don't think he's helping anyone anymore. And then whoop. And then is this... Okay, we lost our torch. That's upsetting. I am playing this with a controller. Just because when I first got this, I did try and play it with a keyboard and a mouse. And the problem was I couldn't find where any of the reaction buttons were because it did not have the handy prompts like you get when you're using the controller. I think it kind of shows it was more of a console port, but, you know, it works. I mean, the bit with it is, I'm not a big Tomb Raider person. I played originally Tomb Raider Legacy, really enjoyed that, and then I didn't play any of the ones before, and then I played this trilogy.
Where are they? They must have gone inland.
But yeah, this trilogy was good, but this was the one that stuck the most with me out of all of them. Like, they made quality of life improvements to the second two, but
Take it slow.
story-wise and gameplay-wise, this was the one that stuck with me, and I found sort of most enjoyable across all of them. Probably because it was so different and fresh compared to what I was expecting it to be, because I expected it to be very like Tomb Raider Legacy, where Lara is, you know, the kick-ass action hero that you expect, but this one's right at the beginning. It was a complete reboot to the franchise, and she is completely naive in this. She's not the Lara Croft you know or expect. She's still kind of learning and getting to grips with everything.
I can do this.
As you can hear, constantly having to reassure herself. But yeah.
Come on! Come on!
I'm not going back up that way. I mean, there are some bits of creative license because there are so many times she could have been killed. But just, you know, narrowly escapes death. But I mean, that's, I suppose that's what makes it a little bit compelling. You know, as always, look for a different coloured thing. In this game it's white. If you see white paint anywhere, it means you can usually climb up. I know some games use yellow, but...
Sam! They must have come this way. Sam? Roth? Can anyone hear me? I've got to find them.
Okay, so we've now got a radio, but no one to pick up, and we're off. Apparently not that way. Genuinely forgot that's what happened there. Okay. Okay, shelter from the storm. She's doing well considering she punctured her, sort of, what was it, her side earlier, complete straight through.
Is anyone listening? Please respond.
Oh, should have been in trouble if that match hadn't lit. But you know, the script says so. It's always the generic go-to, isn't it? I'm going to try and make sure I don't talk over any story bits, but equally I don't want any dead air. So we'll have to see. Still getting a little bit used to all this.
Here's the soon-to-be world-famous archaeologist, Lara Croft, in her native habitat. She's on the hunt for the lost kingdom of Yamatai, home to the fabulous Himiko, mythical Sun Queen, and ancestor of yours truly.
Sam, this is serious.
Oh, sweetie, I know. I'm just trying to lighten the mood here. Everyone's so on edge. What are you so worried about?
I'm close to something. I'm sure of it. I just don't know if the others will listen. Or even if they should.
Lara, you know this stuff better than anyone. Seriously, I'm not just saying this to make you feel better. I trust you, Roth trusts you. You got this. Now let's take a break, okay?
Okay. And Sam, thanks.
She's not always this serious, you know?
How can you suggest I'm not serious about this expedition, Lara? It's not just Sam's family funding us. I put my savings on the line, too.
We've all got some kind of stake in this. The funding won't last forever, Whitman.
That's precisely why we should push east, not west.
No one believes Yamatai is that far east. The books simply don't support it.
Well, whoever wrote those books never found Yamatai.
I've talked to Roth about this. There's no point in following in other people's footsteps, Dr. Whitman.
I refuse to bet my reputation on your hunch. I'm the lead archaeologist here.
And when were you last in the field without a TV crew behind you?
Got 30 years experience, 2 PhDs, 1 in East Asian history. So why don't you just stick to boats, Mr. Grimm?
Ship, Dr. Whitman. It's a ship. You don't need a PhD to know
Look,
that.
going east will take us directly into the Dragon's Triangle. That's where we need to go.
Lara, my little bird. I'd follow you almost anywhere, but that place has a bad energy.
Bad storms, more like. Makes the Bermuda Triangle look like Disney World. Sign me up.
The stories about Queen Himiko say she could summon storms. Myths are usually based on some version of the truth. What if Yamatai was somewhere in the triangle itself?
Well, look, this is the satellite imagery from inside the Dragon's Triangle.
That doesn't look good.
If it's wet, I can sail on it.
Oh, don't tell me you're seriously
Reyes is right. We don't have the funds to piss about. It's now or never. Lara's offering fresh ideas and a plan. I'm the captain here. It's my decision. We're going into the Dragon's Triangle.
Why am I even here?
I do like how they tell the story in this game. Those little video flashbacks, and I mean, the actual story itself I think is quite cool. But I won't spoil that.
I can't just sit here. I've got to find something to eat.
Ah, that looks like something. How do we catch a deer?
Oh, God. What's going on here? Wait. I can use that bow.
Okay, so we need to get up there. And again, this is one of the things with Tomb Raider. It is good, but you can kind of see the obvious white path where it's trying to lead you.
I can do this.
Okay, just wait for it to come back. Oof. I mean, at this point, Lara's basically Wolverine. The amount of damage she takes and still just gets back up.
Let's see if this thing still works. Just remember Roth's training.
You can have the best form and technique in the world, but it won't mean a thing if you can't focus. The key to using any weapon is focus.
So hungry. I need to find something to eat.
Okay, what did I come up here for? Okay, just more arrows. Oh, and a collectible.
Some kind of container. Who
So there
left
are
these behind?
collectibles all over the place. You can see it pop up at the bottom there. That was one of 5, and that's just for this area. So the map as we're playing is divided into, I can't remember how many, but quite a few different areas across the map. And each one is full of different collectibles that you can find. GPS caches are all over the place, and lots of them have different puzzles as well. If I can find any of the bits for this one, I will show you. But this one, they kind of look like little voodoo things hanging in the trees. Missed. And headshots count, and you can see the reticule turns into a square instead of a circle to say it's a headshot, which means it will do the extra damage.
Sorry.
This is the only time in the entire game you hunt for food. You do hunt animals throughout the game, you do need to, but you're collecting resources from them to upgrade everything that you're using. But yeah, it's the only time she has to eat.
Right, back to camp.
But I want to have a look around.
You won't always have some fancy gadget to tell you where you are. If you can learn to read the land and the stars, you'll always be able to find your way home.
Because again, we want to explore almost everything. Small bow, more arrows, that's fine. I mean, the bit with it is, the bow is my favourite weapon in this whole game. Because unlike... Oh, can't go that way. Unlike a lot of the other weapons, although you can kind of fix it partially, it's completely silent. And it's great for when you need to do silent takedowns and sneak around, because this isn't a stand up and fight sort of gunsmith game. You're not meant to sit here and just have extended gunfights with people. Lara doesn't have the health for that. You will die if you try and do a stand up gunfight. Couldn't see any of the little things around. So yeah, you really want to take advantage. You want to be in cover. You don't want to be exposed. So the reason I love the bow is because you can take people out before they realise you're there, which means they never get a shot off. You've got fewer people coming back at you. I'm just going this way to see if there's anything else I can find. Oh, hello. What's that in that truck? Oh, another collectible.
It happened again. Private Kosuke. He was on gate duty last night. No one heard anything. And this morning, they found his helmet. Nothing else. No tracks of his leaving. No blood. No shell casings. Nothing. The others are talking about Chinese partisans. Maybe even American GIs. Damn fools. They have no idea what's happening here. It is the Oni who stalk us. The restless, evil spirits. They live in the old places of this island. We are trespassers here. And they are watching us. Waiting. All these wrecks, the ruins, this entire island is a graveyard. It's only a matter of time. The Oni will come for us.
I mean, that's ominous. Right, okay, so here you can see we've got all of these documents that we can find. We've then got the next set, we've got scrolls. You see how many collectibles are just all around here, and that's not even counting these relics that are just items we can pick up and look at. Then we've got our gear, skills, I'll get to those when we start upgrading stuff, and then we've got our map, and there we go, that's the zoom out. This whole island is basically our playground for this game, and that's what I mean, there's so much to do. Right, okay, we were up here. Don't see any of the funny little things. I did see one earlier, so I'm going to go back and get that one. I'm curious if it's going to let me, because it is the other side of the base camp, which is over here. But I don't want to stop here yet, but I don't want it to make me. Excellent, thank you. You might be able to just see it there on the left of the screen. This thing. There we go. Challenge unlocked. So if we complete that challenge, 1 of 10 destroyed. So we need to find the other 9 somewhere in the area. And that doesn't necessarily mean this immediate area, but it's in the area that the challenge takes place. So if we get all those, we get an XP boost. And XP, as it's telling us now, is used for skills. So here we have our skills, and at the moment we only have access to Hunter and Survivor skills. So Survivor are things like get more resources. That's the one I normally get first. Arrow retrieval, because if we loot a body we've killed with our bow, we get the arrow back, which means we're much less likely to run out of ammo, and I hate running out of ammo. And again, we've got finding more ammo, but that's for bullets when you get to the actual guns. We've then got various abilities, and then we've got our hunter ones. So we get steady shot, ammo, heavy lifter, accomplished killer. I'm not going to read all these to you. You can pause the screen if you want to read them. But yeah, so we get those. We do unlock more types as the game goes on, but that is where we're starting with that. We then have... Oh, you're not going to let me do any of that yet. The other two are unavailable. Okay. You can probably see the greyed out bits. We've then got fast travel because we can move around the map when we find another campfire. And the one right to the right-hand side with the spanner and the screwdriver, that's where we can upgrade our weapons and we can spend those resources that we find.
Roth, Captain of the Endurance. We are shipwrecked on an island inside the Dragon's Triangle.
Roth!
Lara!
You're alive!
Easy, easy. Are you okay? What happened?
I remember the beach. Then it went black and I woke up in a cave. There was this crazy man, Roth, and a dead body.
Oh, God. Where are you now, Lara? Are you safe?
It was so horrible. It's all my fault. This is all my fault.
Lara, listen to me. I sent an SOS from the Endurance before I abandoned her. Hopefully someone caught it. I've spoken to the others. We're regrouping at my location.
Please come and get me.
I have to stay here. You can do this, Lara. Remember when we climbed Snowden? You said the key was knowing that all you've got to do is just keep moving. Remember everything I've taught you, Lara. You're ready for this. And keep your radio on.
Okay.
And there we go. And this is what I mean by about Lara being very new, doesn't really know what she's up to, and she's not the same person we're used to seeing. But I think that's going to cover us as our starting point for this one. Never realised you said that before. But yeah, thank you very much for coming along with me. If you enjoyed the video, likes are always helpful, subscribes are also great. If you really get on with it, you could even put the bell on, and then you get notified when I put any other videos up, whether it be any series that goes up. But yeah, thanks very much for coming along, and I'll see you next time.